Dear friends, hello and welcome. Today in Estonia I have the chance and the honor to be on board a ship of the National Navy, a tripartite mine hunter. It is called the Southern Cross. We are here as part of the missions to fight against the hundreds of thousands of mines dropped, primarily during World War II.
And today, for real, we have detected and destroyed some.
Alright, let's get started.
Hello.
Friends, do you want us to see how it goes inside a tripartite mine hunter? We are lucky to have Commissioner Gladys.
Hello. And I will introduce you to our operations center.
We will come to see you later, Commander, with great pleasure.
The operations center is where all the action takes place, of detection and mine hunting. You can see there the experts working on the detection and identification of mines on the seabed. That
is the sonar.
That is thanks to the sonar that we have these images. And that, it's a screen of the tactics. You see where our boat is located and also the hunting area that was entrusted to us by the Estonians.
We're going to follow the zigzags that are there.
So, no, we're getting out of it. There, we're getting out to be able to drop off personnel on our boat so they can be picked up. The officers' square, so a living space. The boat is about 50 meters long and we are currently 50 people. That's expensive per square meter.
This is PCT, LAC, the transmissions.
Exactly, our SICS experts. You see a lot of fire hoses, vests. In fact, it's because the worst thing that can happen to a building is a fire. Yes, because we have a lot of electrical equipment and incidentally some... So you see these are heavy firefighter outfits. And there are those who stand ready when we are mine hunting to be prepared in case of fire. So there you have it, and it continues up to the front of the boat with also some more technical holds. So you should know that the boat is not made of metal. The boat is made of plastic composite in order to be non-magnetic.
Okay. Attract the mines that are there.
Absolutely, because there are several types of mines, or rather several common mine triggers. So acoustically, magnetically, and by pressure on contact. Here is the kitchen.
We won't bother them. It's big, it's important, this central living space, but...
Absolutely, absolutely. Here is the PC machine. So actually where all the electricians, all the machinists, the entire second company, since they work there. So here you see all the sensors they observe to get the information and feedback from their machine. With rounds that are carried out every hour. Thank you. A small laundry room.
The laundry room, classic.
Horns of firefighter equipment. Here are... With our nurse specialized in hyperbaric for everything related to diving, divers, miners. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's right. We take an additional qualification to be able to work in the hyperbaric environment. So thanks to this, we have a hyperbaric chamber on the deck of the Hunter to be able to intervene in case of a diving accident, especially in case of decompression sickness for the benefit of the divers.
For people who get seasick too.
And that's it. We are nurses first and foremost, so this is where we have a clinic with everything necessary to handle first emergencies, as well as being able to treat personnel throughout the duration of the mission in a rather well-optimized environment. Of everything that is done, thank you, that's it.
So here, the cafeteria, the crew's mess. The red ones. The hatches for the machines. They look, if I can show you one there, just there, they are a bit narrower.
Okay, and there are people inside?
Normally, no, not currently, since when we are mine hunting at certain times, not all the time, all the bottoms of the boat are consigned. There you go. So right now, that's not the case, but it was this morning when we were on countermining operations. The office of our secretary, Socrates means secretary, and the diver's room, the miner's room that allows them to change and directly access the other side.
That's where we arrived this morning.
That's it.
Thank you. Ah, well, it's daylight.
So not for much longer. A small ship next to us in addition. So this is the famous fish that we are going to operate on later. Absolutely, absolutely. This is a Pope fish autopiloted, which allows us, in addition to the divers, to do identification in the funds as well as to do countermining. There you go.
That's not what it announces with you. We've arrived.
This morning, no, we have two. Two zodiacs that allow us to have two zodiacs in the water when we're countermining. One is the implementation zodiac, so it will have the divers, it will have the explosives, all that. And one that's called the police zodiac that we put further away so they can warn all the buildings that might come into...
To avoid operations in our area, they can get closer.
Exactly.
A little 7.62 over there, a little machine gun.
Little machine gun on the weapon system. We have one there, we have two. Also, that's the...
Sweetness.
Exactly 12.7 there on the area bridge. I invite you to follow me. These are training mines there that sometimes they put at the bottom of the water to train for these ladies, also to increase and to be able to take measures. So they're mine type Toad, type A1 and LMB, the German bomb, a lot wet during the Second World War. So yes, this is our weapon system. Two here, we will also have two.
Behind the bridge and a 20mm cannon at the front.
We can go see it?
Be careful. It's icy. Okay, friends, honestly, doesn't a nice career in the Navy appeal to you? Look, aren't you happy here, aren't we? Good on a boat hunting for mines?
So 20mm cannon indeed.
20mm cannon, there you see our two inks.
He is
Protected, he...
is under top.
Absolutely. You see our two inks, so they simply allow us to wet. And you see the pavilions in the mast. So the French flag, obviously the Estonian flag, since we are in Estonia. You see there are 3 black balls here, though we only see 2. It's to indicate to others that we are on a mine hunt, so they have the information.
Honor, value and discipline, friends. But that is the National Navy. So,
That's what we call the bridge opener. You see it.
another 762.
Exactly.
We have a classic standby radar. 2-3 little sensors, nice mast.
Then the bridge. So the head of the cards is the one who...
is responsible.
To the mother of our building's management and its maneuvers, is that right?
This is the captain's place, but he's currently absent.
moment.
The radar that I'm not allowed to show?
That's going to be okay. We're going.
We're getting closer. I'm looking at the radar. So this is a classic watch radar. We see the coastline, which is here. There is no sea, so it's very nice. We see all around us. What are the two ships we see on the right and on our left?
French, it's French friends, that's nice. And
The other side.
we accompanied well.
And then there you see the classic gangway and a helmsman at the helm and an order transmitter to the order transmitters. An order transmitter.
So it's piloted by three.
We're going to have an order transmitter that's going to be here. He's going to have control over the machines, and we're going to have the helmsman who is here and who steers with what we can see here, the black mushroom that's here. So here with the two machine configurations that we can have. On Hunter, right now we are on auxiliary propulsion, which is therefore active rudders that we pilot with these manipulations here. And otherwise, when we are on main engine, the driving is done from the console that is there.
From
You're welcome, with pleasure.
friends, apparently they saw something on the sonar.
We're going to the CO to see that. Okay, now we're going to see how he's wetting the fish. We're going back down.
What are we prepared for?
It's a...
Would a leak of water?
We're going to see this?
What it is.
Now we're going back inside. We're going to...
Raise high.
You know how to recognize the model just with that like that?
That's good.
Bypass it or not, just to see if there are any attacks.
I can go to the black or to the left.
I leave there the highest on.
You control them, I observe. Act as you see fit to reveal diverse tendencies. Correction, it's at 130 meters.
There we can clearly see the charge.
That's the charge that is it. And that's what's at the heart of the matter.
Are there even electrical wires or what?
In any case, it's war. Okay, I'm asking for tobacco.
To make returns.
Who gives the order to explode? It's you.
It's me.
Countdown, and it's the cat who...
Gives the authorization.
of my...
Calls? As soon as I have the authorization. Top countdown. Stand by for a countdown from 10. Stand by for a countdown from 10. Countdown from 10, 10. 9. 8. 7, 6. 5. 4, 3.
2, 1, now the ignition.
Countermining completed.
Is it 100% the explosive that did this, or is there also the explosive?
Himself, the accumulation of both. We see it. There are two explosions that we feel. The first in wave, that's our explosive, and then the second one that comes from the explosive. It's
At what depth there?
there we were about 20 meters deep.
About 20 meters a duration from which we consider that mines are no longer a danger.
No, we consider them to always be dangerous.
But after a century,
The danger is reduced as other boats have passed, but moving them is still unpredictable. We can have a boat that is going to anchor its uncle of things. That's why it's really important to do these kinds of operations, to be able to clean up, make the maritime well safer for everyone.
Everything was observed by a small by author is...
this is the continuation of the procedure?
We're going to go on site to make sure that nothing has been left, that everything has been properly destroyed. We're going to check with our welder at the image level to assure you that everything is clear.
Commander, good morning.
We are aboard a tripartite mine hunter.
What is the job of these boats, these ships?
The tripartite mine hunters are mainly there for the demining of the seabed. So, to find, identify and then neutralize the mines, mainly, that we can find at the bottom of the oceans.
And we still use mines today. There are a lot of them.
There are still mines being used. First of all, we're going to find, still at the bottom of the oceans, mines that are historical, so mainly dating from the Second World War, especially in the Baltic, but also off the French coasts. But we're also going to find more recent mines, which are used, which are laid by other countries that maintain this knowledge.
And how do we search for mines?
How do we search for mines? First, we approach using our sonar that we have under the boat. This sonar is dual with a first function that will allow us to detect distant echoes that may be interesting. Finally, with the second sonar that we have on it, which allows us to classify, we will approach a little closer to the echo while staying at a distance, slightly circling the echo to see its shape, and if it matches in terms of dimension, in terms of shape, we will start an identification period, either by our mine divers or via our small remote-controlled submarines at the back that we call PAPs. What is the risk of these decades-old mines today? Are they likely to explode? Regardless, a mine contains explosives and will remain a threat to navigation and military operations. A boat could very well drop its anchor on it, but especially fishermen who may unknowingly pull up explosive devices in their nets.
Once a mine is identified using images, as seen with the Pope, what are the next steps? In some cases, is it necessary to relocate the mine before detonating it?
Indeed, we will have to move the mine if we cannot treat it, so detonate it on the spot. This can be the case if it is near underwater cables, if it is near a wreck, but also if it is in a protected area to protect the environment. In these cases, we will send our miner divers, prepare the mine, lift it, and we will move it a necessary distance to then be able to neutralize it.
I understood that protection could be the presence of wrecks. So when there are wrecks, we protect the area.
Indeed, we protect the area for the wrecks because they can be historical wrecks, so they will be necessary. Studies must be necessary on them, or they are wrecks where there may still unfortunately be bodies inside, and so they are graves, so they must be protected.
Okay, so once we've identified it, moved it, put it in the right place, it's humans who have to go down, and it's divers, and they're going to bring a mine, an explosive charge.
So there are two possibilities. Indeed, as you say, via the divers of the miners who are going to dive on it, place as close as possible, even against the mine, an explosive charge. Then they will come back to the surface, we will move away to a safe distance, and we will blow up the mine as we saw today.
And ultimately, it's a slow war. I ended up on a boat that does, we check, we look, but we go rather slowly.
It's a field of slow struggle. Indeed, we must take all precautions not to detonate the mine when we approach, to also secure our personnel. So we take the time, we take all the safety measures to be able to intervene on the mine and neutralize it, destroy it, but safely, both for the building and for the personnel.
So if we go back to the exercise today, it's a multi-environment, multi-field exercise. Why do we choose the Baltic? Why deploy a ship here? Aren't there other mines elsewhere, for example, on the French coast?
Yes, of course, but the fact of coming to the Baltic already, it is part of the exercise, as you said, PICNE, which is an exercise led by Estonia, which is multinational, multi-environment with the army, with the air force, the navy. So already, this exercise shows the capabilities of Estonia to defend itself, but also of France and allies to be able to intervene quickly in this area. This allows us to strengthen the protection of NATO's eastern flank.
Yes, because Russia is just a few kilometers away from here.
Indeed.
So, how long are you here for? Is this a mission, just a round trip for the exercise, or are we going to work here for several days?
The exercise is also part of an operational deployment of the Southern Cross that has been underway for several weeks now. We have completed an operation to clear and demolish Estonia's underwater foundations. A few weeks ago, within a task group of a NATO force specialized in mine warfare. We have already been deployed in this context. We were also deployed as part of the freezing winds exercise which took place in Finnish waters.
The same boat was present?
The same boat was present with this force as well that we left to join the Pygmy exercise. In summary, it's a whole complete phase that allows us to better understand the area for the crew, to better understand, to work in different areas, with different backgrounds, with marine volumes that do not have the same characteristics that we can find in France, with also conditions that are very demanding, especially in terms of weather, cold, wind.
We're going to specify that we're lucky today. It's not like this every day.
It's even one of the few days we've had.
Commander, thank you very much.
I'm the one who should be thanking you.
And don't forget to follow my link in the comments of this video to become the commander of a warship and receive exclusive bonuses.